How much do you lean on playoff experience this week, especially with the way the last couple of weeks have gone?
Obviously, whenever you have experience doing something, can help. But every game's its own deal, and I think that as long as we prepare and get ready to play, and I think everybody goes out there and competes to their potential. That we got a damn good group, so I think that's more what I'm focused on.
And how has this building been different this week? Everyone seems a little more lighter today.
I don't know. I think everybody's excited about being in the playoffs in the current situation. I mean, you worked so hard to get to this point, and obviously, the end of the season didn't go the way we wanted, but we're still in it, and I think everybody's excited about the opportunity.
The hype video you narrated was posted today. Rather unique hype video because it was rather honest about how the past 6 weeks are going heading into the postseason. I guess what's the backstory behind it, and what kind of message do you think it sends?
I mean, I think it's exactly what we just talked about. I think obviously we're frustrated with the way we performed the last month and a half, but I think at the end of the day, we put ourselves in a position to be in the postseason, and we've played really good football at times this season, and it's a reminder to ourselves and to the fact that if we go out there and play up to the potential that we can play, that we can compete with anybody and win on every given week. So I think it's pretty much is what it is. It's an honest assessment of what's happened recently, but also an honest assessment of what can happen if we get this thing turned around.
In what ways did y'all get a chance to reset this week, or did y'all reset in any way?
Yeah, I mean, we're always resetting once you get to the playoffs. I think the season kind of naturally progresses in that manner. Postseason's a little bit different. Obviously, the stakes are different. The level of competition is high. So, we're very much focused one game at a time, and we're always like that. But in the grand scheme of things in the season, it's much more of a process, and especially once you get into the end there. But I think now we get the benefit of, hey, all that matters right now is Tampa Bay, and whoever loses is done, and whoever wins gets to keep playing a little bit more.
When you look at the Bucs' defensive line, obviously you have battles with Vita Vea over the years, but they've had a couple rookies, Yaya Diaby, Elijah Kelce, really emerge for their defense. What have you seen from them on film, and how are you preparing for kind of that infusion of you for the defense?
I think that first of all, Todd is a tremendous coach, and he is always focused on the front as being a big part of what makes his defenses really, really execute at a high level. And I think whenever you have young players, you see, if they're going to be good, I think you see the enthusiasm to be out there, the excitement to be playing in the NFL, and you see relentless energy. And I think that's what you see when you're trying to take with Tampa Bay. Not only are they really well schemed, not only do they have great players, not only are they really well coached, but they fly around. They give relentless energy, and I think that there's a number of young players up front for them that have popped out on film.
We have time for two more. Does first team All-Pro still mean a lot to you, and does it also make you think about your future because you are still that level of player?
Obviously it's always nice to, be honored and to be shown that type of respect, I think, no matter how many times you've had it before. But I think at the end of the day, I don't think it has any impact on future or anything like that. I think the reality is you just go about your work, and anything that happens outside of that, shouldn't weigh in on anything that you're doing or anything that's taking place.
Last one, then we're closing. We're at that point of the season where you allow yourself to think, with each game, hey, this could be my last deal at that pre-game.
I think it's been natural the last 3 seasons for that for me. I think, whenever you're older in your career, you never know when that's going to be. And I try to remind guys, and I've done this, my dad's told me this from the moment I started playing football. You step off the curb one day and, that could be the end of your career. So you try and approach every game with that mindset. But obviously, the closer and the older you get to that being a realization, puts it out in front maybe a little bit more. But obviously, that's not the main thing. The main thing is, going out there and battling with each of the guys in this locker room. No matter how many more years I play or any of us play, this team right now only has 1 game left, and that's what we're really focused on.
Thanks, Chief.
Kevin said you've been working some at safety. What's it like? You know, obviously you just got back at cornerback. Now you might have to make that move again.
It's cool. I mean, like I said, like he said, I've been working there at safety, and that's not like it won't be like the first time. You know, I've been at safety. I've been there a good amount of times throughout my career, so it's not like it's brand new. Plus, I got KB back there as well, so he's definitely a huge help. I mean, I still got Reed here, which is a huge help. And, you know, just being able to get my reps in practice, you know, so I can always be ready for the game, and even if it's within an individual or a team period.
KB's veteran presence, as you pointed out, that's got to be helpful at this point if you've got to make that move in such a big situation, isn't it?
You said KB?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, he, like I said, he back there 24/7 and with great communication. So, you know, even if it's something that I'm not sure of, I can ask him. And when we out there on the field, he's always, you know, communicating and, you know, letting me know if I got to do this or do that for the most part. And me just being accountable for myself and knowing what I need to do back there. So, you know, I take the time and I look over it from the nickel spot and the safety spot. So, you know, if times like this come up, I'll be prepared.
When Gannon was here, he called it mirror position, slot and safety. Is it the same now? Has it changed that much?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the same like that. I mean, it's the same anywhere probably. It's mirror positions when it comes down to when nickel's in the game and you got your down safety on the other side. He's basically, you know, doing the same thing as the nickel when you're down. And the only time it really changes is if you're in the post. You know, you get a better vision of everything. You can see things develop. But other than that, yeah, it's a mirror position.
How do you like it? Do you like playing safety?
Yeah, it's cool. I like both of them. You know, nickel, you kind of get a little bit more action all the time because you're always down. In the safety, you kind of rotate depending on where the strength is. So sometimes you're in the back, sometimes you're down low. But other than that, I don't mind it.
Oh, you're comfortable playing safety. I mean, is there any extra emotion or any extra feeling, different feeling now knowing that you're playing safety in a playoff game?
No, because I'm confident. You know, I'm confident in myself at safety or nickel. It doesn't really matter. I just make sure I just know what I'm doing. Make sure I'm communicating. Make sure I'm talking to KB on that side. Make sure I'm talking to my nickel, corner, linebacker, whoever I need to speak to. And, you know, make sure we're all on the same page. And, you know, I'm used to communicating because at nickel spot you got to communicate a lot too. So it's just really just, like you said, a mirror position when you go down to the safety in the box or if you're in the back end. So it's definitely not a big deal for me.
What's the atmosphere been like this week?
It's been good. Today was pretty fun. We made a lot of plays on defense. Energy's up. You know, I'm just excited. You know, it's playoff football. Everything turns up a notch. And, you know, you get a chance to go out there and, you know, be one of the 12 teams to compete. And, you know, everyone's watching, so you want to, you know, give it your all and make sure you come out with a win.
How's Jalen looking throwing with his finger?
Jalen, I mean, he looked good. He always looked good when he throws. He throws a great ball, and, you know, he's moving well. And it's like a finger to me. I mean, me watching from the sideline, whenever I'm done watching the film of being on the field, it looks pretty good. Made a nice throw.
Okay, well, answer your question first. I'm so sorry. What to do for an offense when, and you guys up front when you dominate a game that way?
It's a whole new game. Yeah, we're familiar with them, but it's a whole new game. You got to give them that respect. Nothing is given for free, so we have to go out there and play with the respect given, but it's got to be earned on both sides. That's it. It's a whole new game. Even though the stats say we dominated the last time we versed them, it's the postseason. If you think they're going to take it easy on you, you got nothing coming.
And I'm speaking more in general to, like, whenever you do that, not necessarily in that game, but whenever you do that, what's the feeling become? What's the
just doing your job. That's what it is. Nothing else. Like, yeah, huge pat on the back for us, but dude, as a lineman, we love to run the ball, and when you can do it in a dominant fashion or a successful way, yeah, for sure, it feels great. But it can only happen if all 5 guys are on the same page. It can only happen when all 11 guys are doing their assignment in the run game. So it requires everybody. But again, we got to make sure we're executing in the last couple regular season games. It didn't go our way, but I think the attention detail that we've been putting in meetings and the execution that's been happening, it's going to be a good week.
You guys have struggled against the blitz for the last couple of weeks.
Has it given us confidence?
Does it give you more confidence knowing that you ran the ball so well against them in the first game?
It's a whole new game. It's a whole new game. So, I think people who aren't in the trenches right now are going to be like, yeah, we dominated them the first time, we can do it again. Oh man, it doesn't work like that. Not in the NFL. And that's what I've learned the last couple of years, especially playing in the playoffs. It's a whole new beast. And you got to give respect to both sides, but you got to go out there and earn it. So it'll be fun.
What makes you believe it's still there, even though it hasn't been recently?
It's in our bloodstream. That's who we are. It's our identity. It's in our identity to go out there and play physical, fast, and execute in the run game. And I'm sure everybody's going to show up.
So how critical is it to get that run game going Monday night against them?
It's critical. We got to win the game. And running the ball is going to win the game. So it's going to help set up everything. So if we can't execute on the run game, everything's going to happen. We're going to be forced to pass the ball. So we got to be on our A game. So especially us up front, we got to. Starts with us. We always say that. But if we don't get that run game going and we don't focus on executing the technique, especially with the multiple fronts that Todd Bowles has, then we're going to be in for a long night.
Now, Todd likes the blitz, and you guys have struggled against the blitz the last couple of weeks.
That's what Todd said?
You know Todd has a tendency of liking the blitz.
Yeah.
So what are you guys going to deal with it?
Block the blitz.
I mean, you guys have struggled the last couple of weeks with the blitz.
Yeah. I mean, we got to do a better job for sure. If you have any suggestions, please let us know. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, we're doing everything we can in the meetings to again address the situation of us not executing the protections that we have to block the blitz. So I'm feeling confident this week. Feeling confident. We have a good plan. So if you have any suggestions, please let us know. I was being dead serious. Dead serious. Just don't send me any Madden clips. So that's fake. Sorry. Don't show me anything that's on Madden, because that O-line in the Madden will protect you for 10, 20 seconds before the blitz gets there. So that's not how it works, man.
You mentioned the playoffs as a new beast. How do you use your playoff experience to fuel this team this week?
It's got to have high energy. High energy. That's where it starts. You got to be able to have that infectious energy to want to be here. And so if you want to be around positive people, you're gonna get positive reaction out of it and positive behavior. So you just got to be positive about the whole week, whatever it is. We're doing it together. So that's just it. That's what I like. I mean, yeah.
But I gotta imagine with how up and down this season was this year, the fuel that this season, guys don't want this to end on Monday.
I don't want it to end. Pardon my language. LaRaven. You guys want to look at LaRaven Clark. That's one guy I don't want to leave. He's been a tremendous help for me, and many people don't know that. But LaRaven Clark's been a tremendous help for me in terms of getting me ready for the week, and I don't want that to end. We've been in this for a long, long time now. This season feels like it's been very long. So, yeah, definitely gonna miss the guys if we go home. We better go home on Monday. Pardon my language. I'm sorry, guys. Pardon my language.
Allow yourself to think about that. Like, this could be the last time you play with, I don't know.
Using it as motivation. I don't want it to be the last time. I want to win the Super Bowl. Man, we got this close last year. I want to go back. Sorry. I want to go back there. I'm here to win Super Bowls, man. Not Pro Bowls, All Pro, whatever that shit is. Yeah, it's cool. Like, 100%, and respect to all my colleagues who have made Pro Bowl, All Pro and that. But ultimately, I want Super Bowls. And, in order to do that, we got to make sure that we execute the run game, make sure we block those damn blitzes, and win the damn game.
How is Jalen looking in practice so far with his finger injury?
Next question. That's a Jalen question, not mine. What do you mean? That's a Jalen question. Don't ask me that. Ask him how he's feeling.
Speed and intensity, everything just that much more important. So I think we just got to come out and just, don't let the moment be too big and just go out and do what we do. He looks confident. He throws the ball well. He got some guys on the outside that does a great job. His running back does a great job. I feel like he protected the ball. He get the ball out of his hand quick a lot of times, and he's not afraid to take that deep ball shot too.
Now, over these last 3 weeks, what has been the biggest issue for the defense?
I think just kind of getting turnovers. I don't think we forced enough turnovers. I think that's number one defensively. We got to be able to get some turnovers and be able to stop the run.
And what kind of whirlwind has this been for you since you've gotten here? Changing coordinators, a winning season to a struggling season. Have you taken the time to step back and be like, wow, this has been a crazy year?
Yes. I mean, just thinking about everything I've been through this past year. Just with the back surgeries, coming back from that, and then in Indy, get cut in Indy, then come here, then having all the ups and downs. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy experience. But I went and traded for the world, so we gotta wash everything and then just kind of come out and just try to put our best foot forward and try to get a win.
Shaq, would you like to see yourself back here next year?
Oh yeah, I think that'll be a tough discussion for myself. With 2 back surgeries, the back, you got to take your time and kind of figure that stuff out. You got to see how you looked on tape throughout the year. Is it worth to keep going? Are you yourself? Are you a shell of yourself? So I have a lot to think about this offseason. So that's a good question though.
Jordan says the key is high energy. You're a pretty high energy guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm blessed. I just feel like people sometimes forget how blessed that we truly are. And to play this game, we're 1 in a million, to come out here and play the game that we love and to make the playoffs. So for me, man, it's just always having positive energy. I mean, it's just always just being thankful to be where your feet are and, just spread joy. My job is to see somebody else smiling, and that's something that I truly believe in. And I think that this week right here is all about truly not being down, just kind of enjoying the moment. And, I feel like, emotions drive execution. So if you got great energy, have great execution. So that's just my mindset.
Mailata was telling us also about the playoffs. It's just a different beast than the regular season. Are you noticing a difference in this building this week?
Oh yeah, the intensity level is up this week. Is truly down back to the details. Not trying to do too much. It's truly focused on just playing great defense. Playing together as one and not individually. And I think that's going to help us win and help us go to the next round.
A bunch of guys have mentioned that it just feels different in the building this week because of the playoffs. Do you feel the same way?
100%. We're one of 14 teams. It's a blessing to be here. It's not like this every year. It's not like this, all around the league. It's a lot of guys that's going to be watching the games, kind of jealous a little bit that they're not playing. I was like that last year. So we really got to take advantage of the opportunity. At the end of the day, it's sudden death. Everybody, obviously, you want to come into the playoffs with momentum, but at the same time, anything happens in these playoffs. So we just got to go out there and play our best and play fast, play free, and go out there, put it all on the line.
You weren't here the last time the Eagles played the Bucs earlier this year, but you've seen the tape. What can you learn from that tape?
Yeah, I mean, we played them pretty well. I think one of the first things, they was really physical against the run. They couldn't run the ball on us, and we got some turnovers as well. And I think those turnovers in those games was kind of the swinging point because I think Reed caught an interception. I think the next drive, Jalen forced the fumble. So that's just playing complementary. We're able to get turnovers, give our offense a short field. That's something you have to do when you go on the road, especially against a team like Tampa. You want to be able to create some turnovers, stop the run, but kind of help the offense, give them some extra possessions.
What's it been like working without Reed so far this week? Who stood out kind of in his absence to you?
Yeah, I mean, Avonte, he's a veteran guy. He's been back there with me. But they're also going to work some other guys in there as well. I mean, at least during practice, but I think Avonte's going to be out there with me. But he's a vet. He's been in this league for a while. He's played safety as well. So that's a pretty easy transition. Obviously, Reed is a really good player, but I feel very confident with Avonte back there. We'll be able to spin things pretty good.
What's it been like trying to get the chemistry working with him?
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, it's just one of those things where he's been in the meetings with us this whole season or whatever. So the chemistry's been good. The communication's been great. It'll be fun to see, how things, turn out in the game for sure.
The biggest key to the game will be turnovers?
I wouldn't say the biggest key, but it's definitely be one of the biggest keys. I think the biggest thing is stopping the run first and foremost. In the playoffs, you have to be able to stop the run because teams going to want to run the ball. And then I feel like after that, it's kind of affecting the quarterback as many ways as possible. But obviously, on the back end, just trying to mix in some disguises. And I'm sure, with the front four, they're going to want to get after him, assault the middle of the pocket, kind of making him uncomfortable back there. He's not the tallest quarterback, so try to make him throw over some, don't have the lanes wide open because, the guy can rip the ball in there when you give him those open lanes. So, but obviously when you're affecting the quarterback, now you're able to get turnovers, you're able to get tip passes, you're able to get some overthrows and things like that. So it's a big key in the game. For sure.
But he's got a little scoop with him now.
Nah, he does. Don't get me wrong. Baker Mayfield was the #1 overall pick for a reason. He's having a really great year this year. He's kind of really been leading that charge down there in Tampa Bay. And obviously with him and Mike Evans have a great rapport. You know, it's going to be Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, so we have to make sure we know where, first and foremost, where Mike Evans is on every play. But on third down, they're going to try to get the ball to 14.
Now, is Evans borderline or a possible Hall of Famer?
Oh, he's a Hall of Famer for sure. I wouldn't even say it's borderline. I mean, I think he's been in the league 10 years. 10 or 11, he's had 1,000 yards every year. I think he might be one of the first players to ever do that. So he's a great receiver. He's having a Pro Bowl year. Obviously, I think he just made like all-pro team. So, like I said, we have to know where he is on every single play.
What makes him so tough?
I mean, he got 6'5". He plays like a basketball player. So, I mean, you can even see, I mean, we haven't went over the red zone yet, but even just watching the film, when they get down there in the high red zone, Baker Mayfield just kind of tosses it up to him, and it's kind of impossible to, to kind of defend those things. So, like I said, but if we can really know where he's at and maybe try to lean his way, try to at least get the quarterback off of him, we just cannot let him, wreck the game because he can for sure.
Kevin, what are your thoughts on the Vrabel news?
Oh, man, it's tough business. Mike Vrabel, man, is one of my favorite coaches of all time. I mean, he's a guy I've learned so much football from him. Grateful for the time that we had together in Tennessee. I don't know if I would say shocked or surprised because, I mean, anything in this league, it's NFL stands for not for long, so it's just one of those deals, tough business. But I know he'll bounce back on his feet. I know he'll get a gig somewhere else. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year, but definitely one of my favorite coaches, man. Just grateful for the time I spent with him.
After the struggles of the past 6 weeks, what gives you the confidence that you guys can turn it around this week and play to your potential?
Yeah, I mean, the confidence should never waver. As a player, especially as a defensive back, at the end of the day, it has to be a short-term memory loss that you have to have, and that's always the mentality I've always had. You got to flush it, watch the tape, try to learn from it, try to be better. We understand what's at stake. We understand in the playoff time, this thing, it ramps up for sure. It's something I try to tell the younger guys. You got the preseason, you got regular season, you got playoff time. So we got to go out there and play our best ball. And it's not about thinking about the past 6 weeks. It's really just about going out there trying to do your job to the best of ability on every single play. And if something bad happens, which I'm sure it will, they're going to make a play, they're going to catch the ball. That's what they get paid to. But you have to continue to go out there and play ball and play your hardest because, like you said, you never know what can happen.
When you look at a guy like Avonte, what about his skill set that allows him to go back and forth from slot to safety? And you've done some of that.
Yeah.
Close to the line. How challenging is that to do?
Yeah, I mean, he's great versatility. Like you said, he's played in the slot, he's played corner, so he's able to go back there. And obviously just the vantage point that he's had, being in the slot, being, at corner, he's seen a lot of defenses. And he's, when you're in that nickel spot, there's already a lot of communication you have to make. So to go back there at safety, which is a whole lot of communication as well, it's an easy transition. Like I said, he's very versatile. So I think it'd be good for both of us to be able to be interchangeable as far as things we can do back there on the back end.